Hi, I'm Niall from GulfStream Boat Sales. Today I want to show you a Glastron GS259. It's a 25-foot 4-berth sports cruiser and it's in fantastic condition throughout. This one was built in 2007. It's got a Volvo 5.0 GXI stern drive engine and she's really good spec, lots of features on her. She's got GPS, VHF radio, flat screen TV, DVD player. She's got separate enclosed toilet and shower compartment, mash reader, everything you need in a fantastic little weekend boat. The boat has a beam of 8'6", which means you can legally tow her on the road, and at 2.5 ton in weight. She's also a nice manageable size for towing, so you can really expand your cruising horizons with it. We're going to take a really good look around the boat. We're going to show you all the features on board. We're going to put her in the water and show you how she runs underway, and hopefully give you a really good feel for this GS259 Glastron. As part of our preparation process, we've given the boat a full valet and a detail, including hull polish, and you can see just how well she's come up. The gel coat has a factory finish on it, a really nice lustrous shine. It's got a mirror finish the whole way down. There's no ripples or indents or defects anywhere all the way around the boat. It's a totally straight example. I can find no damage on her anywhere at all. She's also had a fresh coat of anti-fouling paint, just to freshen her up again. Yeah, everything about the exterior of the boat I think looks fantastic. This is the 259, which is the bigger sister of the more common Glastron GS249, and she's a much sleeker looking boat. The 249 always looks to me like a little bit stumpy at the back end, but this one has a nice sweeping stern to it. It's got an integrated swim platform as well that slopes down to the water, so she, even at rest, you know, she looks like a sleek boat. This one's, like I said, it's in perfect condition. The rub rail all the way around the boat is perfect, unmarked, as are all the stainless steel fittings and fixtures. Everything, all the hull fittings, the fender eyelets, everything's nice and solid on the boat. And because she's been fresh water from new example, there's virtually no corrosion anywhere at all. You know, you've still got a totally pristine finish on all the stainless fittings and things. The story down along the starboard side is the same as the port side. The gel coat finish again is pristine. The graphics, everything is totally unmarked. Yeah, the boat looks fantastic. We've got the original Glastron letter in here, the GS259 model designator there. We've got our stainless steel petrol filler cap and waste tank cap as well. Down the nice chunky cleats on the stern here. Again, the rub rail all the way around is totally unmarked. Even in the corners of the swim platform, which is a really common area for damage on a boat like this is totally unmarked. There's no stress cracks in the gel coat. It's never had any impact damage at the stern quarters, which is a really good sign that the boat's been well looked after. Taking a close look at the stern of the boat, one of the things that really struck me is how deep an angle it has in the V. It's a 20-degree dead rise, which means that you've got a nice deep V hull that cuts through the chop really well. Although this boat spent its lifetime in fresh water in Fermanagh and Lough Erne, it's less critical to have a seagoing hull, if you like, but it is a really capable coastal cruiser as well. You know, with that aggressive deep V hull, she'll cut through coastal chop with ease. The boat's got a Volvo Penta 5-litre GXI stern drive engine. It's fully fuel injected. Top of the range and state-of-the-art technology. It's matched up to this Volvo SX stern drive, which again is in really nice condition. It's been anti-foiled. The anti-foil paint is flaking off, and you're seeing some of the original Volvo grey coming through in places. That's purely cosmetic. I mean, it probably needs a fresh coat of anti-foiling on the leg. The anodes are in really good condition. The steering rams, which is a common area of fault in the Volvo drives, they're totally bone dry. They're totally sealing as they should, and the propellers in nice condition as well, unmarked, and all the prop hardware and stuff. You know, this is all nice and shiny, nothing's corroded. Again, one of the benefits of freshwater use. But this stern drive looks like it's in really good shape to me. And we took a video earlier on where we shifted her in and out of gear and stuff, so you can see for yourself how smooth that unit's running. trim tabs then on either side of the boat for controlling your running attitude underway. If you're running a crosswind or whatever, you can use those to straighten the boat up. And you'll notice then above the rub rail, we've got this nice chunky integrated extended swim platform. So it's not a bolt-on affair, it's part of the whole deck and hull moulding, and it really contributes to that those sleek lines that I was talking about. It's also a great functional swim platform. It's nice and wide, it's probably about 2 feet wide, and it goes to the full beam of the boat. We've got a folding 3-step stainless steel boarding ladder with stainless steel handrails for helping your way in and out of the water. And we've also got a central ski tow point here. This boat has, because of that 270 horsepower stern drive, it has a really good turn of speed. So it'll easily pull skiers, water toys, knee boards and things, so it's a real all-rounder in that regard. And we've also got Weaver snap davits as well for mounting a dinghy on. Now the boat there's no dinghy with the boat, but if you have a little inflatable boat, it's just a matter of gluing on a couple of pads onto the side of your boat, and they will hook onto the Weaver snap davits. And then we've also got these standoff bars there on the actual transom, so it'll hold the dinghy in an almost vertical position on the back of the boat, which means that you can carry the dinghy with you, but you also have full use of the swim platform for getting on and off the boat at the dock. So that's a really good system, and this is the genuine Weaver snap setup as well. There are cheaper aftermarket alternatives, but this is the genuine one. It's about £400 setup, so it's really a plus installation, so it's a really nice thing to have there. Moulded into the swim platform, we have a nice big lined and drained storage bin as well, so you can throw ski ropes in here, dock lines, swimsuits, stuff like that, and it's fully drained and lined. It could also double up as a bit of a bait well if you're fishing off the boat. You'll notice we've got this nice angle to the transom as well, which I think again really contributes to the look, and it's like a wraparound transom around the back of the boat, so it's a good safety feature because everybody's sitting in the cockpit, and there's no danger of taking any water on board over the stern, and it looks the part, nice and chunky, all the proportions are right. And then we've got an opening door to give access into the cabin. Again, that's a nice touch, because if you've got kids on board, you can close the door, lock the bolt over, and you'll be sure of keeping them in the cockpit whenever you're underway. Coming in through the transom, you've got a really small step, and the step goes down as well, which is a good thing, so you're not going to trip over the ridge or anything on the way into the boat. You'll also notice we've got a transom shower. It's a pull-out transom shower hooked up to the boat's pressure water system, so you can, have a rinse off after a swim. We've got easy access then into the battery isolator switch and the main 12-volt breaker panel, so it's conveniently located just as you come into the boat. The layout then in the cockpit is really good. It's bang up to date. It's a nice modern design and layout, and it feels luxurious in here. The first thing you notice is that it's a single level cockpit, so there's no steps or anything in here, so everybody's at the one seating level, and also there's nothing for you to trip over. It's fully lined and drained, obviously, and it's got snap-in carpets, which are in perfect condition. So they come in and out really easily. They're marine grade and machine washable and things. On the port side, we've got a little cockpit wet bar, again with a pressurized sink or pressurized tap. Nice big deep sink there for preparing drinks and things. There is a cool box which goes in here. Now we haven't got that just yet, but it's coming for the boat. At the aft end of the cockpit then, we've got a really sociable seating layout. We've got benches sitting opposite each other around a nice little removable cockpit table. So you can sit 4 adults around that table, no problem. We've then got a port side lounger here, which again is set nice and deep in below the wind level of the windscreen, so whenever you're underway you can sit in there and you're not going to get buffeted by the wind if you're running with the covers off. And then we've got a twin wide helm seat with a flip up bolster on the starboard side. So generally speaking in here, the condition is excellent. Everything's working on the boat. All the little bulbs, the courtesy lights, just pop them on for you now. All the taps, all the switch gear, the covers, everything's in really great condition. And like I said, you've got that luxurious feel. You know, it's nice upholstery. All the stitching, the attention to detail is really good. We've got stainless steel handrails throughout as well. Again, which is just a level above some of your entry-level cruisers, where you've got plastic handrails and plastic fittings and things. This boat has a full set of camper covers. So it's if you'll notice from the pictures, there's photographs with the bimini tops up, so the flat roof sections. And the really good thing, which is not always a given on a boat like this, is that the canvas actually comes right out to the very back of the cockpit, and then you've got a vertical curtain at the back. So on some of these boats, you don't have the back section of the canvas, it's just a sloping back, and the problem there is you lose your headroom at the transom seat, and it really affects the usability of the cockpit. So on this boat, the covers go right the way to the back. You've got a vertical curtain back there, as well as all the sides and the front section, so you can fully enclose the cockpit. You can use them whenever you're underway. You don't lose any seat headroom at the back, and it really enhances the usability of a boat like this. It means that if you're out on a bad day, you can just run with the covers up. You can stay inside nice and warm and dry, and if you're staying on board, it really extends the living space, you know, all right the way throughout the season. So the covers are all in excellent condition as well. All the zips, all the clips, all the button poppers are all there and in good working order. In terms of storage, there's quite a bit of storage out here in the cockpit. In addition to the cool box, which goes in here, we've also got a few little cubby holes. There's lots of cup holders dotted around as well, and we've got a huge big, there's storage underneath this seat, and we've also got a nice big storage locker in here, which is easy access, that will swallow up fenders, life jackets, picnic boxes, all that type of thing. The helm position on the boat is well laid out, and you also get a sense of the amount of equipment on board. It's really well spec'd. So first of all, in terms of the ergonomics of the boat, whenever it's a flip-up bolster, it's a twin wide helm seat with a flip-up bolster. So whenever you've got the bolster down, you can sit low, you can look, there's clear visibility through the windscreen, and you maintain that whenever you're getting the boat up on the plane. And then if you're coming into dock, or say you're pulling some water toys with the boat, or you're out on a good day and you just want the wind in your hair, you can flip up the bolster, and you've got really good visibility over the top of the screen and all the way around the boat. And you've also got plenty of room here at the helm to stand up as well. And we've got a tilt position steering wheel, nice stainless steel wood and leather effect steering wheel. The gauges, there's a full suite of marine gauges with stainless steel bezels. Again, they look the part. The boat shows 188.2 hours on the engine, which is really, I mean, it's nothing to an engine like this. We're going to take a look in the engine bay as well, and you'll see just how clean that engine is. We've got a digital depth gauge here, which gives you the depth under the keel. We've got the Lowrance global map GPS chart plotter here, and we've got a Silva VHF radio mounted down below. We've also got controls then for a Go Light Striker spotlight, which is a really good unit. It's in perfect working condition as well. We used to be dealers for those Go Lights, and they're excellent, top of the range spotlights. We've got our trim tab controls here as well for controlling the hydraulic tabs in the back, and then all our switch gears all here as well. It's obviously all in really good working order as well. We've got the windscreen wiper for keeping the screen clear on rainy days, and then we've got our throttle and trim controls, throttle and gear shift and power trim controls falling easily to hand here as well. So yeah, I mean, I like the helm position. It's got everything you'd need, even for extended coastal trips. This seems to be preloaded as well, the chart plotter with a full chart of the UK and Ireland, the coastal waters. So it's, the whole boat's just ready to be put in the water and just turn the key and go for the season. So taking a look down in the engine bay here, we've got this Volvo Penta 5-litre GXI stern drive engine, which is like brand new. This is how the boat came into us. The bilges are totally pristine and clean. Can't find any evidence of any leaks or past leaks or anything. There's not a spot of corrosion on the engine. The paint job is perfect. It's just like it left the factory. And if I just pull the dipstick out of the boat as well, you can have a look and see how clean the engine oil is. This oil has not been changed. This is how the boat came into us. So, you know, it's nice, clean, clear oil. The boat has had 2 owners from new, as far as we're aware. It's only ever been used in fresh water, and I know the previous owner very well. He's been a past customer of ours, and I can say that he is a particularly fussy and meticulous sort of owner. So I know for a fact that he looks after his boats extremely well. So the engine's running perfectly. We do have footage that we took earlier of the engine running, which you can see now in a moment, and also see how the boat goes underway. But the performance from that's a 270 horsepower engine, and because it's fuel injected, she is surprisingly economical as well. Because the boat's not overly heavy, although it's 25 feet long, it's still only 8'6" wide, which is within the limits of trailering on the road. And weight-wise, the boat's just about 2.5 tons. So it's like running a big cuddy. You know, it's not like running a 28 or 20 or 29 foot sports cruiser. It's really like running a big cuddy, and your fuel burn is going to be something like 7 or 8 gallons an hour at cruising speeds of around about 25 knots. Sure, if you want to open the throttle up and push the boat on to 40, sort of 42 miles an hour, then your fuel usage will go up. But for sensible use, this is an economical motor, and it's, like I said, it's in pristine condition. You can also see down in here we've got a fresh water tank, we've got battery boxes, we've got a calorifier which gives us hot and cold water. The engine also is hooked up to provide hot water whenever you're away from the shore power, and whenever you're plugged in you can run the immersion heater there. So everything in there is in really good condition. We've got a couple of lights down in there as well, so if you're doing engine checks after dark, that's easy for you to do as well. So mechanically the boat is totally pristine. We've got 3 decent sized moulded in steps giving access out onto the foredeck through the opening windscreen section. The entire foredeck is moulded and non-skid, so it's you get safe footing whenever you're out there. Access into the cabin then is through the split folding door, and whenever it opens, there's a positive locking device there, so the door stays nice and secure whenever you're underway. So we'll take a look in the cabin now. There's 3 steps down into the cabin, and for a 25 footer it is a really decent size. On the port side we've got a substantial galley setup with a Corian countertop. We've got a gas hob with a wooden chopping board over the top of it. So it's sorry, it's not gas, it's alcohol electric. So whenever you're plugged in the shore power, it'll run off shore power, 240 volt. And you can also flip this out of the way and you can fill this with cooking alcohol. So you can use it whenever you're away from the dock as well. We've got a decent sized sink with a hot and cold tap there. We've got a nice chrome effect microwave, and we've got plenty of storage around the galley as well. We've got a couple of lockers and drawers up above the countertop, along with storage over the top of the microwave, and then there's a few big cupboards below the countertop. We've also got this dual voltage refrigerator here as well, so that'll run off either 12 volt or 240 volt, so it'll work whenever you're away from shore power as well. And it's all really good quality stuff. There's good worktop for preparing food and things, and it's perfect for a weekend boat. It'll easily accommodate a family of 4 for 3 or 4 days away. Here we've got our 12 volt and 240 volt switch panels for the boat. So it's obviously got full shore power setup, which is controlled by this side of the panel, so you can turn off power, on and off power to your water heater, the electric stove, microwave. There's 240 volt sockets as well, standard outlets in the plug, and we've got a battery charger fitted as well, so it'll keep your batteries conditioned whenever you're away from the boat. And then on our DC side, we can switch on all the individual circuits for forward lights, aft cabin lights, main cabin lights, these courtesy lights that are dotted around at the lower level in the cabin as well, which are a really nice touch after dark. The boat is fitted with a manual pump out toilet and a holding tank and a macerator pump, so you can empty whenever you're out at sea, you can empty the tank with its own macerator pump on board. We've also got our stereo mounted down here, which is a really nice Clarion unit. Really good sound quality from it, both in the cabin and out in the cockpit. And it's got a front load CD slot there as well, so this is all in really good working order too. Again, it's one of the benefits of having a freshwater boat, that everything, all the electrics and the wiring are all nice and clean and tidy, and everything works. You've no corrosion on board, which is great. You've got your standard U-shaped seating arrangement here at the front of the boat, where you could easily accommodate sort of 4 adults again around the central table here. At night time then, you can remove the table, and there's filler cushions that make this up into a full double berth area, which again is a good size. The condition of everything in here is like new. The upholstery, this is all the genuine factory upholstery, and the matching cover cushions. It's all perfect, it's totally on marked. Again, every single light bulb in here is working. We've also got a flat screen TV DVD player just mounted on this the bulkhead wall here as well, with there's a digibox on board and stuff as well. So this is a nice comfortable place to spend time after dark. If you've got kids on board, it's perfect. You can make the bed up, you can let them sit and watch a DVD while you're out having a few drinks in the cockpit or whatever. It's a really well thought out and well executed family cruising boat, and the condition is really top drawer for a 2007 boat. I mean, it only has 188 hours on it, so you'd expect it to be good, but it definitely it delivers. The condition's fantastic. In terms of storage, again, there's plenty down here. We've got storage underneath all these seat cushions, and we've got nice deep shelves behind the seat backs as well, so you can throw grab bags and stuff like that up out of the way on the shelves. And then the aft cabin, which we'll take a look at now, they typically double up as nice big storage areas as well during the day for getting gear in out of the way. On the starboard side, when we come down into the cabin as well, we've got a separate enclosed toilet and shower compartment. So it's a really good size. It's got an opening port light in there. There's a little sink and vanity unit. And then we've got a Jabsco, a manual pump out toilet. So access into the aft cabin then is just behind the entry stairs. And we've got a double bed in here. It's pretty dark, but it's the full width of the boat. Takes up the full beam. We've got really good headroom here at the head of the bed. We've got an overhead reading light. We've also got an opening port light there out into the cockpit, so it gives a bit of natural daylight and a bit of fresh air down in there as well. So that's a permanent double bed, and it's does the job perfectly. And like I said, during the daytime then, or if there's just two of you on board, it's an excellent storage area for fire and all your gear and things and out of the way. One other thing I just want to point out before we finish up in the cabin here is we'll take a look in the bilges here. So this always tells a story about the condition of a boat and whether there's ever been any water on board, or whether there's been it's been neglected or had any possible ingression of dampness or anything. It's a good idea to take a look in the bilge. So this is underneath the cabin entry step, and it's the shower sump pump. So all the water from the heads drains into this little sump, and there's an automatic pump and float switch in there. So you can tell it's pristinely clean for a start, and nobody ever cleans those things. So I would hazard a guess that this boat has very rarely seen much action in terms of the shower. And also the carpet in here, this is fully carpeted. That carpet is totally bone dry, and there's no water stains or water marks or anything on it, and that's, this is the bottom of the boat. So it's always a really good sign. I always like to see things like that. It means that the boat is completely straight and had never been interfered with, never had any damage or never been neglected, left with the cabin door open and that type of thing. So yeah, just to reinforce the story of the condition in here. Hopefully that gives you a really good idea of the condition and specification of this Glastron GS259. I really like the boat. It is genuinely as clean as they come. For an 07 boat with only 188 hours on the clock, it is totally immaculate. And because we're so sure of the condition of the boat and the fact that she's not going to give her next owners any trouble, we're going to stand over it by offering a 3-month warranty as well. So we'll cover everything on the boat for a period of 3 months. So you can buy it with complete confidence. I think it represents fantastic value for money. She is a brilliant step up from a smaller sports boat or even a cuddy cabin boat, or similarly if you're looking to come down from a bigger boat that's harder to manage and you're into heavy storage and maintenance fees and things. It's a really easy to own boat. Like I said, at 8'6", it's manageable on its trailer. It is light enough to give you a really good turn of speed. So if you're coming from a sports boat and you don't want to lose the ability to pull water toys and skiers and things, you still have that, but it gives you the expanded cruising horizons of being able to go away for a full weekend or 3 or 4 days and be in complete comfort. You've got your onboard toilet and shower compartment, you've got cooking facilities there with the full camper covers. You've got living accommodation throughout the full length of the boat, and she still looks the part. If you like it as much as I do and you've got any questions or you'd like to have a chat about it, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Just drop me an email or else give me a call or fill out our callback request form and I'll call you. Thanks for watching.